definitely not Ferrugia's style to show any fear. He's always looking for the maximum, always looking for the full point, always looking for the attack as well. So we should also mention that with this 3 point for a win system and 1 point, 1.5 points according to the Armageddon, depending on the result there is a chance that Magnus will get caught by either Rapport and Ferrugia, and if that happens, we will have a playoff, a blitz playoff. But yeah, we'll keep you informed of those rules and regulations as the play progresses. Meanwhile, they're getting ready to make the ceremonial first move, round 10, about to kick off. Surprise, surprise though, that Magnus, he's not quite arrived yet.
Well, what a surprise, right? He didn't not arrive maybe a single day before the start of the game, but wow, we see Nepo here, of course adjusting the pieces.
Yep, looking smart. Okay, he does turn his knights outwards, at least one of them.
Yeah.
Both pointing to the right.
Towards the audience.
Ah, okay. That's quite a rare
interesting
scenario.
setup, yeah? Yeusually people are turning it into the inside or straight forward facing to the opponent.
Yeah, so Nepo, okay, the fist bump. The action's about to begin. Do you think in November we'll be seeing fist bumps as well at the World Championship, or will we be allowed to see handshakes once more?
I don't know, that's a very good question. I think they will keep the fist bump.
And okay, so the players just getting ready. Nepomniachtchi, 1e4. That would be my guess.
You think so?
He's played a few things so far this tournament. He's played the English. He's played e4. Has he played d4? Can't quite remember.
And it seems like it stays that way, but I have the feeling that now maybe it's going to be a new trend, that when people are making their first move, they keep it that way for a moment, and then they take it back and they make something new. This is what happened yesterday with Magnus, right?
That's true.
So I wonder.
There we
You
go.
see?
The move goes back.
You see?
Okay, is he teasing us though? Will he play e4 anyway?
Like, you know, chess players are somehow always go into the details, and of course these two guys there, they have their and okay, e4.
Of course.
Okay, so
E4.
no tricks, but e4 on the board.
Yeah, and these guys, they know each other extremely well. Nepomniachtchi has acted as a second for Magnus in the past as well, so there won't be any opening surprises in this one. Will we see another Roy Lopez?
Will it be a Berlin?
Might well be a Berlin. That's what happened actually in the reverse fixture in the classical game. It was a Berlin with Magnus on the white side, but no, it's
Bishop c4, Italian.
Which
means they want to have, Nepo wants to have simply a long game.
Yeah, no quick draws in the Italian, right? That's one of the few openings, I guess, in e4.
It's quite hard to do so, right?
Very difficult to achieve.
This is not exactly why people choose to play the Italian on a high level, to make a quick draw.
Yeah, normally just to keep all the pieces on the board and maneuver around. Magnus bringing his bishop out. Okay, so there are some direct lines for white if you play with c3 and a quick d4. If not,
and
we'll
it's
see.
on the board.
Okay, so c3 and Gyoko piano, or something a bit more direct. What do you think, d3 or d4?
Ooh, d4.
Okay, d4.
You see, he's going to sharpen things maybe, after all, at least in the opening.
So I remember this was one of the first openings I ever learnt when I was playing chess.
Yeah?
From both sides, yeah. Because there are so many tricky variations, right? After e takes d4, c takes d4 is a move. e5 is the most trendy though.
But he goes e5.
So.
And we're going to see d5, I guess?
Yep, d5. It's pretty much the only way that people play these days. And bishop b5, most likely.
I also wonder how fast are they going to be fleshing out their moves, until which point?
Yeah, both players will be very familiar with this. It's very trendy at the top level nowadays. Did you ever have this position in your career, Judith?
I think no, because I was not really playing the Italian myself, and I was not an e5 player.
So much, yeah.
I played a few times e5. Petrov I started to play, but then I figured out that maybe it's not my piece of bread.
Yeah, nobody wants to see the Petrov too much.
With either color.
With either color, exactly, exactly. That's one opening as well that as black I just refuse to play, just on principle. But okay, meanwhile, this is still very much mainline theory. Here white usually develops the knight to c3. There are maybe a couple of other moves as well, but knight c3 on the board. And black usually castles. Actually, there were some interesting clashes between Wesley So and Magnus Carlsen earlier this year in the Champions Chess Tour in this opening as well. Wesley So famously making a chessable course about this exact line and using some of the ideas from that course to beat Magnus. I think more than once. I think he beat him at least 2 or 3 times in this opening. So it would be surprising if the world champion hasn't done his homework.
So maybe that was one of the reasons why Nepomniachtchi chose this line, because he saw a few games lost by Magnus.
Yeah, I guess that's good strategy, right? If you know your opponent's had some bad experiences in an opening.
Yeah.